During World War II, Malaysia, then part of British Malaya, became a major battleground in the Pacific theater. Its rich natural resources and strategic location made it a target for Japanese expansion. The Japanese occupation of Malaya had profound and lasting impacts on the country's social, political, and economic landscape, ultimately shaping its path toward independence. British Malaya before the war. Before World War II, Malaya was a prosperous British colony known for its rubber and tin production, which were vital to the global economy. British colonial rule maintained relative stability but also created social divisions. The local population consisted of diverse ethnic groups, including Malays, Chinese, and Indians. The British military presence was limited, underestimating the threat from Japan. The Japanese invasion and fall of Malaya. In December 1941, shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor, Japanese forces launched a rapid invasion of Malaya. The Japanese advance was swift and brutal, utilizing air superiority, tanks, and well-coordinated infantry. Key battles, such as the fall of Singapore in February 1942, marked one of the greatest defeats in British military history. By early 1942, Malaya and Singapore were under Japanese control. Life under Japanese occupation. The Japanese occupation, 1942 to 1945, was harsh and repressive. The Japanese military imposed strict control, suppressing dissent and enforcing brutal punishments. Many civilians suffered from food shortages, forced labor, and atrocities, especially among the ethnic Chinese, who faced suspicion and persecution. Economic exploitation intensified as resources were diverted to support Japan's war effort. Resistance and guerrilla warfare. Despite repression, resistance movements emerged. The Malayan People's Anti-Japanese Army, MPAJA, predominantly Chinese, conducted guerrilla warfare against Japanese forces. Malay and Indian groups also engaged in various forms of resistance. Allied forces supported these movements by providing supplies and intelligence. Liberation and aftermath. In 1945, Allied forces launched the campaign to liberate Malaya. British and Commonwealth troops, alongside resistance fighters, gradually pushed Japanese forces out. The occupation left deep scars but also awakened political consciousness and calls for self-rule. Post-war, the British returned, but nationalist movements gained momentum, eventually leading to Malayan independence in 1957. World War II was a defining period in Malaysia's history. The Japanese occupation exposed the vulnerabilities of colonial rule and ignited nationalist sentiments across ethnic lines. The resilience and sacrifices of Malaysians during the war laid the foundation for the country's eventual journey toward independence and unity.